will be active by 2012-2013. The need that will allow those role models to become lifelike, to understand the world they live in, the background, the cultural differences, the training programs, that can actually take youngsters into this world of sport that has been very close to them. So it is a matter of using language and technology that is familiar and understandable to them. I think it is also getting governments to recognise that it isn't enough just to stage a spectacular one-off event. The challenge is not to find the next Usain Bolt, because the Olympic Games is a catalyst enough for that excellence. The real challenge is, as I've said before, is to convert every one of those medals into sustainable sporting participation, to do it on a regional basis, to do it coherently and strategically, and to also understand that the very best health policy that you're ever going to have is rooted in sport. And the one thing that I've noticed in the UK in the last few years is that sport is very much higher up the social and political agenda than it's ever been. Colin was a former sports minister. I think he would agree that the landscape, even since when he was involved as a sports minister and I was chairman of a sports council, has dramatically altered. But we need to go on driving that. And the real challenge in the UK after 2012 is that we do not return to year zero, assuming that somehow this is all going to happen because we've had a spectacular games. And lots of things will happen, but sports participation is not sustainable unless we have the human and the hard infrastructure in place.
Thank you, Seb. I'm sure that we could listen to Seb for more and more. One more questions, because after the time is running, but you could prepare for the end also the session with Erwin.
About Beijing Olympic Games. And equally, I would like to take this opportunity to express my firm belief and sincere wish the London Olympic Games will prove to be equally a great success. Thank you very much.
As it was just a question, as it's a hand,
which is a program that gets a company in the UK to sort of create some kind of sustainability of their program of their games. And I was just asking, the program that you presented for the kids outside the UK, how do you make sure after the London Games that you create some kind of sustainability for this program? Second question is regarding the language barrier. We can of them are English speakers, and I just wanted to know whether that was a choice, or in the future you have kind of thinking of including some Portuguese or French-speaking speakers. Thank you. Sorry. Jamil Fry from to introduce myself.
Gilbert is asking me to make this answer quite short because we don't want to run over, but two very important points. First of all, yes, the Inspiration 2012 is planned for non-English speaking countries, which is very important. We want to have 20 schemes up and running by 2012. But the real art of this is not recreating the wheel. It is actually augmenting what is already in place. Our pilot schemes in Azerbaijan, in Palau, in Zambia, in India, in Brazil are actually tapping into existing schemes. What we have been able to do with what I call the stardust of the Olympic Games and the Olympic movement is to provide a little bit more focus and some international exposure that allows those projects to attract some commercial interest, certainly government interest, airtime, media space, both written and verbal. And if you can put those in place, then you stand a very good chance of allowing those projects to remain sustainable once another host city has the responsibility of delivering the Games. I would personally like to see, in the same way that Beijing and London cooperated on any number of cultural programs, both in London and in Beijing in the lead up to the Games, that this may be something that we could encourage another host city to take up and support over the long haul. The language issue is a very important one for us. We recognise that of all the cities that recognises that, of course, it is London with 300 different languages spoken and 200 different communities amongst our 7.5, 8 million population. So our aim is to provide a Games that provides a home crowd for each and every one of those competing nations.
Thank you, sir, and sorry again. But I think one thing we can see that first of all, London really stayed to the commitment that they made in Singapore 3 years ago when they got the game, and it's really rewarding for the IOC. And some of the programs that have been done in the past game and that London will do will be part also on our knowledge transfer at the IOC. We have been working very hard on the technical aspect of the knowledge transfer to make sure that the core business of the game is there, but more and more we try to build up our database on side programs